Hey there. Just gonna try to do something today, a little different than normal. I'm not gonna play a game. I am going to try to capture and provide how to build a laptop. Um, First thing I was gonna try to do was I was trying out my buddy's Elgato device, capturing HDMI from this laptop I have over here that I'm rebuilding from Ubuntu to Windows because Elgato supports Windows a lot easier without having to do like Mac driver strip and repair and import Linux, and ain't nobody got time for that. So capturing my laptop's HDMI signal has pretty much proven ineffectual in any methodology that I know to do from it at this point. So I'm going to grab the cam, I'm going to pull it around, and I'm going to try to get the best angle I can off my mic boom and see what we can do. So let's try this out. Ready for a ride? Sorry if anyone gets sick. Okay. All right. Yes, I got a lot of junk over here. All right. See how well this works. Oops, I need to move the hinge up here a little bit more. There. Wow. So the zoom on this is great. Isn't that awesome? Okay. Not much I can do here. I don't really have a very good setup. So what we could try is I'm just going to try to hold it as I go through some of these questions. So this is your basic Windows screen. You're going to be asked, what language you have, what type of format for time, and the keyboard methodology. We're just going to continue through that, and we're going to hit the big install button in the middle. Windows has come a long way in its installs in the last few years, so it's not something that you're going to have to worry too much about anymore. Here, we're going to move this camera back now as we wait for that to catch up. It is booting off a thumb drive, so it can be a little time consuming to wait on. So we're just going to let it wait for a little bit. Things to remember when installing Windows, a couple things. Easiest thing for me was to go grab a USB drive. I have a bunch of them. You get them from everywhere. Working in the tech industry, you go to conferences or trainings or anything, and you just get them. They're literally everywhere. Make sure they're secure. Don't grab one off the floor and plug it into your computer because you don't know if it's got a virus on it. You don't know who's left it there. You don't know what it has on it. So plug in an unknown USB device at your own risk. They're cheap at the store. You can get one for about $5. You're looking for something larger than 4 gigs. I think the OS media for Windows 10 is running about that anymore. I got 100 or 64 gig thumb drive, so it's just plenty of space. Download the Windows 10 installation media off Microsoft.com. You do that, you plug the thumb drive in, you click the go button, and you just follow the on-screen prompts, and it takes you right through it. It's super simple. Anyone having issue with that, leave a comment below or let me know, and I can point you in some directions of some Googleable documentation on that. It's very straightforward. Finally, it's caught up to us now. So, sorry about the ride. Oop, caught in the microphone cage. There we go. All right. So the first thing you get here is the EULA page. This is going to be standard on pretty much everything you get anymore. Please read the EULA. There can be a lot of stipulation there, what you use things for. I've already read through this many times, so I'm not going to worry about it. I prefer a custom install of Windows, and this is why. You could do this upgrade settings, keep files, blah, 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 blah. But when you do the custom size, you can see all the partitions. This is a Linux box right now. I have a lot of partitions on it because of how I broke out my Linux partitions, especially my drive 0. I want to get those all back to where they were because I believe drive 1 is my actual OS drive. So I am going to delete all the partitions because I'm not going to recover Ubuntu on here, and confirm that. So that's a 1 terabyte drive. So that is drive 0 is my storage drive. So drive 1 is actually the drive I want for my OS, because that's my SSD drive in here. So I'm going to delete all those partitions, and then I can see my 240 gig SSD is actually here. Rounding errors. So Windows has all computers, not just Windows. All computers will indicate the size in actual 1024 byte, gigabyte, megabyte increments. 1024 is the actual number underneath the surface when you say 1 gigabyte. So 1024 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. So here's my drive 1. I'm going to select it because that's my SSD in this laptop. I'm going to hit next, and then it'll do this for a long time. As you can see, it's now copying files and stuff. So what it's doing is I got my SSD drive inside the laptop. This USB stick is where I'm going to be copying things from, and it's going to go through and try to copy to the SSD, and it's going to increment for a while. So as it does that, let's bring this back over here, and you can see my lovely tired face yet some more. If I give this camera, I'll have to fall this time. There we go. All right, so waiting for the installation media to copy. Windows is the easiest streaming media out there, and the reason I say that is that when I first started to think about streaming, I thought about, I'm going to use every open source, every open community solution that I could. And that's why I went down the path of OBS. That's why I went down the path of installing OBS on Ubuntu. And I was really focused on trying to use a very open source, minimalistic, zero cost methodology. And I thought, yeah, this is just the way I want to do it. This is how I want to approach this. And I didn't have a technical reason why. I didn't have a thought processes behind it in place to know why I decided that. I just did. And that was the way I was going to go. And it wasn't the way to go. It was so far the wrong way to do this. Once I started doing some research, I found out capture cards. I'm a laptop user. I don't have a desktop at this current time. I would love to have one. Don't have that. So laptop capturing is expensive. To get a natively supported with like customer support type situation with actual drivers, I was looking at like $300 for a capture card, and that was no, not happening. Not spending that kind of money out of pocket. So I have a PlayStation 4. I have my gaming laptop. I have this old gaming laptop that I've been wanting to use for something. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use it for streaming. It was a Windows computer. It was my gaming laptop before, my current gaming laptop. And the making everything open source was like, that's what I want to do. So further research, Magewell has some capture cards out there. They're USB, but they're like $300 on Amazon at the current time, which is December of 2017. And I just can't afford that. Most people can't afford that out of the gate. So I was like, okay, what can I do? So I started talking to my buddy who has been streaming on and off for a couple of years, and he has an Elgato, and I have it right here on my desk. I have it all hooked up at the current time. I don't know if I can get enough cable to show it on camera. Tilt the camera down just a little bit. So this little Elgato device, it's got a bunch of cables coming out of it. I have a short USB. Long story short, Austin, don't send me bad USB cables. Anyway, I started playing with around that. Currently hooked up to my gaming laptop. I was like, man, this worked really easily. I installed their driver and their software, and then I plugged in the cables to it. And once I put in my own USB and not the one he provided me, it just worked. I was able to just see the device in OBS and capture. And so that made the decision of, maybe this is something that I should look at more. I'm probably gonna need to hit delete here, go into the BIOS. I forgot. I set the BIOS up to boot always from the USB device first. We'll see. Yeah. Best be up. So let's do that. Finished thought. So, trying out the Elgato, extremely simple, much more reasonably priced. This HD60 that he's let me borrow, it works perfectly. I did a test stream I did test capture last night, not stream, because I wasn't feeling very well, from my gaming laptop with the Elgato from my PlayStation that I got right over here, and it worked great. So this is something I want to check in more. So I want to try capturing my PC with it and using the secondary laptop as a dedicated streaming system, because what I'm running with the PC right now is OBS and Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is using about 54% of my CPU. OBS is using about 62% of my CPU for the encoding, especially if I try to get a nice encoding stream. And it just kills everything. Right now, everything I have here is just stuff I've had laying around the house for years and picked up in different places. Like the cam I have is a C10 Logitech webcam. The microphone doesn't work in it anymore, but it captures video. I got this microphone from a buddy at work who was getting rid of it because he didn't have the space for it anymore. It's just one of those things where it's trying to use what you have. And that was the biggest thing I heard. I listened to Professor Broman on Twitch. He talks a lot about, like, just do, stop thinking about it and just do. And that's what I want to do, is I just stop thinking about it and just try to do this. And so here I am, just doing. It's figuring it out. Anyway, going to bring the camera back around. Wish I could capture this HDMI because it would make it a lot easier. But I'm going to bring it back around, and I will show you the reboot BIOS, because it now has everything loaded. So what I did was, in my BIOS settings, I set it so the USB drive was the primary boot device. When you do that, it will always boot to that USB device, which is a pain in the freaking rear when you are trying to just regularly use your computer and you plug a USB device in. So it went through that install process I showed you earlier. It's all automated, and when it got to the end, it rebooted, and now it's trying to do the exact same thing again. So we got to go and turn off the BIOS, that boot section. So I'm going to grab the camera, we're going to reboot the BIOS, we're going to turn off that boots device, and then bring it back up. Sorry, motion sickness. Anyone? Just close your eyes, 10 seconds. You'll see my house too. Okay. Can't record. There we go. All right. So we're back here, Windows install screen. We're going to exit it. And we're going to say, yes, we're sure we want to exit. And we're going to just hit the delete key. Spamming delete key. I have an MSI laptop, so delete key is what will take me to the BIOS. So this is the BIOS. A lot of people are scared of it. It's actually not scary. You have some very main functions here in the BIOS. Let's make sure I have my preview here so I can see, if you can see what I can see. Okay, so you got your main. This is just basic informational screen. You're not going to do any harm here. Advanced screen, this is where you can start doing a little bit of harm, but honestly, you're just selecting settings. As long as you're not changing too many settings in here, you're not going to really be in trouble. PCI latency timer, leave it alone. SATA mode, leaving it alone. Intel speed step, we're leaving that on, so that way the CPU can clock up and clock down as needed. This is the supercharger on the MSI. What it is a couple of the USB ports allow for charging when the computer's in sleep mode. I have it on for when it's plugged into the wall, AC mode. EFI BIOS update, USB configuration, network stack, blah, 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 blah. What we're worrying about is this one, the boot. So as you can see here, under my fixed boot order priorities, I have multiple options here. We're going to take my USB device and we're going to change it to Windows Boot Manager. Oops. And then this secondary device, we're just going to disable it. because I don't care about having another boot device. If the computer has a problem, I can just spam the delete key while it's starting, go in here and adjust it as needed. So go in here to save and exit. We're going to hit enter on the save and changes and reset, and we're going to say yes to save. And this will bring the computer back around, load through the startup screens, and hopefully here in a second load into Windows as we see it cycling at the bottom. This time you can see that it's not flashing the light on my USB stick, so it's actually booting off the Windows install on the hard drive, the SSD drive I had set up earlier. And this is the fun part of be patient with computers. First install, it's got a lot of things under the scene. You copy the media. It's got a bunch of scripts that it's going to run through and get everything configured and set up and base level OS ready. Since I've had Windows on this computer before, it shouldn't have any problems. I've already registered Windows 10 on here before I rebuilt it to Ubuntu. So I'm hoping that it remembers most of my settings and I can just log into my Microsoft account and go off to the races. So this will be an experiment for me, not knowing if that is true or not. Okay, well, as it does the basic just wait a moment screens, we're going to go ahead and bring you back around here.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Ugh.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. You can use your
Fucking
voice or
Cortana.
the keyboard
Okay.
along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, you can just mute your PC.
And that's what we're going to do.
Assistive screen reader. Press the Windows, Control,
Where's
and
my
Enter
mute
keys at the
function
same
on
time
here?
to
My
enable
mute function
hearing.
on this computer
Okay,
is
enough intro.
there. Know your mute functions. So what's happening right now is Cortana is trying to set everything up for me and talk to me. Please, for the love of God, there's on-screen prompts, and I'll bring these around here in a second if it lets me. So it's asking me what region I am in. Region. Oh, you get to see a lot of my office today. That's awesome. So what is the right region for you? United States. I'm in, and I'm just hitting yes. And then it's asking me, is your keyboard layout what type? Yes, I would love to have a Dvorak keyboard, but I am just a US standard, so yes. Want to add a second keyboard layout? I am skipping that for now. All right, so now it says it's connected to the network and it's going to go look for updates. So we'll bring that back around. We're just going to keep doing this for a little bit until it actually gives me HDMI, which I think is going to wait till it gets to the desktop. Oh man, now I can't get this. Ah, there it goes, latches again. Sign in with Microsoft account. Sorry, I'm going to do this one off screen, just in case I typed something in the wrong box. Oh, my password. Passwords. Since we're here, have a password manager. There are so many different sites out there that you'll have passwords for that you really should have some type of password management system. LastPass, 1Password, KeePass. KeePass is a free open source utility that you can download and have on your system. Pick one. Start with one. KeePass is a great start and to learn what a password manager is. Having a password manager allows you to have more complex passwords, uniquely identifiable to websites, controlled by one single password on your end. And you can link it to other things, but having a strong one password that you always remember, like something you've used in school, something that you combine family dates and member names and something, but something that's memorable to you, and having that one password, and then just having garbage passwords for all your websites makes it so much easier to keep yourself safe on selected websites. Now, albeit I do use some websites out there, and I have a junk password. They're forums that I don't care about, if someone gets the password to it, because the forum owner will have access to the database that will have access to that password, and I really don't care. And so then I use a throwaway password. But on things I care about, like my Microsoft account, to logging in and accessing my Microsoft enabled systems like this, I do care. So I have my password in Password Manager, and now I gotta go look it up. Microsoft. What would it be? Would it be this? I don't think I labeled it correctly. Yeah, I think that's the one I use right there. No. Maybe I should find my glasses. I took them off when I was talking so you wouldn't have the glare on my screen. Now I need to see. Okay. Ugh, now they're dirty. Oh, man. Peer pressure. Your email and password is incorrect. Where is my... I'm not finding this. It's also, you should organize your passwords. This is something I've been meaning to do. I have everything laid out, dumped in here, because I wanted to get it all into my password management, but then I never took the time to organize it. Oops. No. Oh. Whoops. Didn't mean to hit the stop stream button. It was right next to my password manager as I was clicking through it. And then you do stuff like that. Live. Hopefully I didn't stop the recording. Oh. Wow, it is really not liking my password. Really dislike it when Microsoft is not accepting things that I have documented. Because I have it here. Don't understand why it's not working. Let me move my mic and sit a little closer and use the actual on-computer keyboard. Oh, that's what it was. Using the remote keyboard didn't work. All right, so typed in my user and my password, and we might actually have Elgato capture now. So we're going to go to the other screen and see Elgato capture. Oh. All right, we got HDMI now. So sweet. So the next thing is now you can set up a pin. Let's see if it, okay. I'm going to set a 6-digit pin because 4-digit I'm just not a fan of. All right. And they can include letters, numbers, and
Now let's
anything
link
else.
your phone and PC using a Microsoft app that can work some magic between your devices. We'll send you a text to get everything set up. Just type your phone number and press send.
Go away. Go away. Do it later. Really dislike Cortana. Really dislike Cortana. For you looking at the recording later, you won't have to worry about this on YouTube. But since you're on Twitch, if you're watching this, sorry. I'm still learning OBS, so I'm able to capture some things and learning how to capture others. Yay, Cortana! Does like Cortana provide for... No. Okay, so privacy. When you're setting up the laptop, you got to determine what is best for you. I really don't care to have them know anything about me. So I'm just turning everything off because I don't really want them to know anything about me. All right, so let it do its thing here for a moment. So it's doing a reboot right now. It's doing its Cortana. I'm almost done. I almost have everything ready for you. All right. Boop, 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 boop. So as we go through this, next steps will be to get any types of drivers we're going to need. Microsoft Windows 10 gets most of them for you now, so we don't have to worry about too many drivers. It'll be any type of custom drivers. The Elgato driver, once I plug that in, I'm going to have to get that installed manually. Gosh, I really can't think of anything that really came up really that bad the last time I built this computer. But again, the last time I built this computer, it was Windows 8. So I don't remember installing Windows 10 on this laptop. No, I did. I did Windows 10. I did the upgrade. But that'll be before the fall creator update. So we'll be learning anything that goes funky there. All right. Oh, yay. Oh, hi, Edge. Okay, first things first. We're going to go look for any missing drivers. So to find your missing drivers, you want to look at Device Manager. So we'll go down here to the Windows icon, type in Device Man, and there's Device Manager in the control panel. We'll go ahead and launch that. And we're not missing anything. I remember when I first got into doing Windows computers about 20 years ago and having to install every freaking driver. In fact, having to set IRQ ports and tell them what the hell an IRQ port is and what it needs to do in what order. And it is so much better today. And doing something like this where you're just throwing a USB drive into the side of your computer after running a piece of software, this is incredible. Like, technology wise, like, oh, love it. Okay, since that worked, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to shut the screen on it. Oh, wow. that brought over the background I have on my other computer. That's amazing. Huh. I didn't expect that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to minimize my OBS. I'm going to close out a few things that I had open over here. All right, cool. So we don't have any devices. So what we're going to do is my first thing, I'm going to go on the internet and I am going to grab Chrome. Ugh. I love all their... Chrome is my preferred browser. I've been using it for years. The reason I use Chrome is all the resources I use are Google related in some methodology. And I'll even click on their ads so they'll get 10 cents on the ad. Wow. Yes, Chrome is so great. Or Bing is so great. I'm going to try closing my laptop monitor and seeing if I can just operate off of the regular monitor. We'll see what this does. Probably going to go to sleep mode. It did. Of course, that's the mode they put it in. And comes right back up. 77327711311. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. There it goes. God. So, good to know. Power settings. Power options. Power and sleep settings. Man, it just seems like this thing is chugging. CPU is being used by 35% already. Service state repository. I don't know what that is. Top of my head. Interesting. Anyway. Alright. Power and sleep modes. Ugh. Where's the control panel? I really, really dislike some of this. Alright, control panel. Power. Options. There we go. Now I got my good old version of how to adjust things. Change advanced. Hard disks. We go to 1 and then you go down and you switch it to never. Since this is going to be a streaming system, I'm only going to have it on when I should have it plugged into power. But I don't want it to sleep, or I don't want it to turn off the hard drives after any type of it's determined window of I'm not listening anymore. I don't know, Spike. I don't know why there's no stream option other than source. I'm downscaling to 720. And sending it to the web. Maybe there's too many people streaming on Sunday. They got a transcoder issue. Let me grab your name while I'm thinking about it and bring it over to my Nightbot. While I'm thinking about this and I see Spike logged in here, let me add Spike as one of my regulars so I can see if my methodology is actually working on my bot. Oh right, Nightbot. There he is. Add user. Spiketail underscore submit. So there, Spike, you are now a regular of the channel, whatever that means, and hopefully that my filters don't like automatically block you for doing random spamming. And I think I fixed all my spamming issues. Yay! Now I'll stare at you, Spike. Anyway, so I'm turning off the power options in here because when I have it as a dedicated streaming box, it's going to be over on the left hand side of my screen. It's going to be just turned on and providing streaming details of my system. It's not going to be anything that I am looking to use right away or touch the keyboard on. So I don't want it to fall asleep if it determines that it's time for it to fall asleep. So just go through here, make sure sleep's off, hard drive sleep is off, hibernate is off. And I will look down to the power buttons and lid. Closing lid will do nothing. All right. So now when I refresh the screen, it should have everything here. And then I'm going to go there and then go down to never and never. Okay. So now I have that and download my Chrome browser and install it. First thing I do, Chrome is normally all I do. So while we're doing that, close the laptop screen now. Have a little less glare off my face. Get my handy dandy mobile. And now I can stare at the screen over here. Is it going to go? There it goes. Help Google make it be a better place for you, for me. Unpin from taskbar. Unpin from taskbar. There's a few other cleanup things we can do. We can go through and customize the OS. Make it a little bit better. Like, I don't think I'll ever use anything in here. Start OneDrive automatically. So let me get rid of that. Close OneDrive. Man. Don't know. Oh. It's got some updates it's installed in the background. I'm going to hook it quickly to my Wi-Fi here. Just in case I would like it to be on Wi-Fi. Boop, 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 boop. So that pop-up there is one of those guards that is basically detecting, hey, you're trying to run an installer, you're trying to do an update, and are you sure? Or do you want to have administrative privileges on this system to be able to perform this install? Make sure you're saying yes to things that you know about. you can easily get yourself into trouble by just clicking OK or turning that off. Make Chrome your default, yes. Oh, nice. They now give you this handy button to click, and it takes you to the right spot. So while that happens, we'll just hit OK. Okay. And then we're going to go get OBS in a moment when it decides to let me respond again. These background installs, not a real big fan of that. That's why the media, the Windows 10 install media was really small. Close that out. Let's take a look and see what the performance is. Yeah, look at that. State repository service. What is it doing? Let's take a look at all that garbage it installs, like all these games. It's like, really? I've never played any of these. I wonder if my Minecraft account will have me log in here. Unpin. Calculator. We'll keep it. Unpin. Spotify news. Uninstall the news. Uninstall Skype because it's just a bug. Oh, it doesn't let me get rid of Paint 3D. I'm not a big fan of the shovelware that Microsoft has now. Like, there used to be back in the day, there was like all the shovelware that you'd get when you built a system, and they would just pile it on you just constantly. And it's like Microsoft's doing the same thing now. I remember you'd build a computer, you put OS on it, you had no drivers. You had to go find every single driver. You had to go update every controller, every piece of firmware in the box. This is so much simpler now. But it's such a pain in the butt. Let's take a look here. Let's see here. Windows update. Unpin. Restore. There it goes. Edge Chrome. Thank you. Switch anyway. Okay. OBS. Studio. So this is what I've been using. I've been using OBS Studio. I'm just going to download the latest version of it. Boom. For Windows 7 Plus. And that'll just be a minute. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to open a new tab. And we're going to look for Elgato HD60. And we're going to go to its site. I'm going to make this bigger. Downloads. So the game capture is the only one I know that I really need. And this should automatically install the drivers. And while we're at it, let's go get some antivirus. So personally, in the last few years, I've been using Avast. Let's just take a look what else is out there. Let's take a look here. Avast is coming up. AVG is coming up. Gosh, I haven't used AVG in a few years. Kaspersky. Yeah, no, I'm good with that for right now. I'm not doing anything on here that I am concerned about, but I don't feel like I should be adding that. Alright, so PC Mag reviews here. Let's see here. 2018 protection. Bitdefender's free. Okay. Komodo and Panda are on the list now. Still editor's choice. Avast and AVG. I might try AVG again. Let's take a look here. I've been running Avast on everything, so might as well try AVG, see what it's like. Alright. AVG.com. Free download. This is where we gotta make sure we pay attention to all the free buttons. Okay. First, we're going to install AV. So we got the OS installed. It came with all the drivers already. We're getting antivirus installed, and we've been streaming for 24 minutes. Complete OS build out. All right. Move on. Let's take a look at the custom installation. Install the basic. Yes, I'm fine with that. So it's a x86. That's fine. Not only does save first menu, checks to see if the item is cheaper elsewhere. I'm good with not installing things like that. Okay. I'm good with just those. Those are fine. I don't like adding more overhead to my browsers. I try to stay away from most websites that I am not going to surf. So I try to stay away from them. Boop, boo, doo. All right. I am thinking we'll do the studio next. What else do we need to have on here? I'll need some way to get... I'll need to back up my stream information. I'll need to move my camera and stuff over. So at home here, I have a network drive. I'm just making sure it's on. Yeah, the lights are on it. So I can back up to my network drive and then copy over my information there. So I'll probably do that. We'll see how it imports. I'm not sure. This will be interesting because I'll need to create... see if my D drive got set up while we're waiting for this. Let's see here. This PC, no, it only has a C drive, so the D drive didn't get installed. Yeah. Let's go to computer management. And disk management. Yeah, that's what I thought. just this big unallocated disk drive out here. So this, when we started this process, we blew away all the partition tables for both drive 0 and drive 1. So drive 0 is sitting out here completely unallocated still, because we only clicked on the disk 1, which is my SSD. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see here. Yeah, we'll leave it as that. So we're going to make it a new simple volume. Next. We're just going to say next, because what that will do is take everything that's on there, because I don't want to partition it out more than that. We're going to assign it the letter, well, we were going to assign it the letter D. We're going to cancel, because the CD-ROM got added to that, so we're going to change its driver letter real quick. I like having my data drive as D. I know it's picky, but I just prefer it. And I'm going to assign this to B. B is an old reserved letter for a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive. Those don't really exist anymore, so that's what my CD-ROM drive is going to be. So now we should be able to do our new simple volume on D. Next, there's D. Thank you. Next, I always like to put volume names in. Data. Next. I mean, if you want to change stuff like this, the allocation size, it depends upon what you're using the disk for. I'm defaulting it. That should be a 4K block size. NTFS, I'm fine with. exFAT, I'm not going to use because it's external fat control. It has a different compression mechanism on how it puts the blocks on the drive, and I don't want to mess with that. So we're just going to do it all at NTFS. We're going to leave it its default allocation size, and we're just going to click next and finish. Here in a second, I should have a D drive. Yay. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and let that go for a little bit. Raw. I wonder why it says raw. Refresh. And that, and then action, and then rescan the disks. Make sure the disks are all here now. Yep, and it's healthy. Okay. Cool. All right, what do we got? We have AVG installed. You are protected. Basic computer protection. Cool. Settings. Reputation services. Cyber capture. Cool. It looks like it's needs to be that. Okay, so yeah, it's the latest. Good. Cool. We have antivirus. We have a D drive. Probably gonna need to copy over all the data on my D drive from my gaming system and bring it over. That's a lot of data. Backups. What are your backup solutions? So in this case, right now I have everything on my main system. I'm looking to back them up or copy them over to my new streaming system that you see here behind my head, up above me, around me. And I'm trying to determine the best method for that. I think all I need is my source data and my OBS data. There's nothing else I could think of off the top of my head that I need on this system. But I do have some captures and recordings on my computer that I'd like to keep for a little bit because I'm not sure what I want to do with them yet. So I'll probably need to copy those over somewhere, somehow. Yeah. You need to think about that. I should have. And yes, you'll see my internal IP space. Oh, that's right. Windows, credential. Yeah, there it goes. So Windows 10 has a credential management system. When you have something like this network drive that I have, it requires a password credential to be passed. Windows 10 doesn't pass credentials in the same methodology that Windows 7, Windows 8, or Linux use. It uses this new credential method. And so let me pull this up on my computer real quick. Credential manager and Windows credentials. So I just have created a local Windows credential is what I did. So I'm going to add a Windows credential to address 168.0.199, and I gave it a username of, I'm just going to give it my name, Tom, and I'm just going to give it a random password. This password has nothing to do with that system. It's just asking for a credential to come through because I have it set for all authorized right now. So now I should be able to go back here and I should be able to .0.199, enter, and hey, look, there's my volume. Windows 10 just decided that that was going to be just different enough to be frustrating. So I had a long time frustration with this, with figuring this out. But I should be able to go to Tom Software. This is all my junk that I got laying around from years past. Hardly any of this works anymore. I need to clean a lot of this up. OBS profiles, there it is. So I have my OBS profiles out here. So we'll see if we can grab any of those. All right, so I can close the credential manager. I can close that. Let's install OBS. And then we'll see what we can do to pull this. All right. Oh. So what is it that I'm missing? I am missing vcredist 664. Okay. Visual C++. Okay. All right. Visual C++. Oh, they need the specific versions. Okay. They're just taking a long time for it to get over to my system. Okay, download. I'm okay with that. We'll install the prereq. So, I know this is kind of like random thoughts and a stream of consciousness going out here. Hopefully it's meaningful to someone. So we'll get that one out of the way, and now we'll do the X68, X86. Wow. Brain talking. I hear running upstairs. It must mean my child is home. So right above my office space is the front deck, going around to my living room and then my house, the kitchen. And so it's like I can hear when the child returns run across the entire house because the steps are over here and the front of the house is right here. She crosses the whole thing. Okay. Oops, nope. Don't want to start a new install. We already have it open somewhere. No? Okay. My poor little computer. Yes. Let's see what else we need. I have a feeling I need more things than what I have done. Okay. Close the browser out. All right, well, that gets you the basics. There's the ELA again. Make sure that you read it the first time. Install this multiple times now. And there's your basic setup coming out of the box. And no, we're not going to do that. So, it's already detecting music scenes. So we're going to go edit, profile, import. And we're going to copy that path. Let me import that and see what we get. I'm going to mute for 1 second as my child has returned and see what she's got. Real quick. All right, go ahead and say hi.
I'm looking at behind.
There you go. You see the internet? There's one person watching us. Say hi. I think it's Chris.
Hi. Who is it?
Well, I think it's Spike, but I'm not sure. I don't really look.
Daddy.
What?
It's why you don't know who it is?
Because I don't look. So that way if someone just wants to hang out, they can. And it won't bother them. And I just talk. All right. I'm going to keep working, okay?
Okay.
I love you.
I love you. Hey, I'm on this side.
Yes, you are.
Why point that way?
So the text behind me is correct, because that bugs me. Oh, see? It is Spike. He says, wave, hi, Cora.
Wave, hi, Cora.
Can you put that on my desk, please?
What is it for?
It's one of my redeemable stickers, and I haven't redeemed it yet. Thank you. Can you shut my door when you go out?
Okay.
All right. She had to say hi. She brought in a bunch of packages. Christmas is arriving via Amazon, and my mom and other people are shipping them to my house as well. So, this year's Christmas brought to you by Amazon. All right, so using the wrong mouse again. Let's go back over here. So, I have my profile now. Scene collection, import. Open. And boom! Scenes. So it looks like I need to get some of the stuff imported. Cool. So now I gotta get my data over here. So let's go back here. So I'm going to go on my other system to this same location, and I'm going to go to my pictures. Copy. And then I'm going to dump this out on the Z drive in a new window. OBS profiles. Paste. There it is. Copy that to pictures. So, close and restart OBS. Didn't really do what I thought I was going to do. Let's take a look at the settings here. General stream settings. I don't know if that's my key. I will look later because I don't want to stream my key to the internet. We go to advanced mode. Streaming is rescaled down to, where's my 720 option? I don't see my 720 option. Recording is audio track 2, which is a movie format. Also at 3500, which is we're going to go faster because we're going to dedicate the system all to it. So I'm hoping this will work. So I'm breaking up audio track 1 and 2. 1 is my stream. 2 is my local record. I strip off desktop audio from that, so that way you're not capturing my music if I want to upload the video that I record locally to YouTube later. Eventually, I'll probably use more of these audio channels, but I don't have the option for that right now because I just don't have the availability for location of that content. I'm not seeing 720, which is interesting, but okay. I'm not seeing a lot of my stuff. Okay, well, I imported it. It looks like it's going to have a little bit more love and affection put towards it than I thought. So I'm probably going to move this actually to my D drive where I'd want it. So I'm going to cut that and go to my D for data, and I'm going to do a new folder. OBS data. Paste. So now I got my OBS Twitch branding, and then I'm going to make a new folder here. Stream recordings. So that's my D drive, stream recordings. Which I have a bunch right now on my local system. Get that moved over. So I've been streaming now for 47 minutes. We've gotten a OS installed. We've got OBS. We've got antivirus. Let's take a look at my downloads and let's get Elgato installed. So here's the game capture software from Elgato. Again, it's just a basic next with reading the end user agreement. So this one I'm not sure about. Elgato sound capture. Capture allows you to easily add PC audio to your content. See, I don't think I want that because I am going to use OBS for that. So I'm going to install that to my C drive. That way it also is on the fast SSD. So the only thing I'm writing off to the Rust disk, the spinning disk, will be my recordings. Everything should be accessed from the SSD. Okay, that's the driver for it. Okay, text messages. Oh, my mom just explained that the packages arrived today. I'm hoping that this will get us our basic setup. Pin to taskbar. Empty recycle bin. All right, so let's take a look here at the logo. Drag logo large. So that's why. So we're going to browse to the D drive, to the OBS data, that, and we're going to look for my huge one. Huge banner. There it is. And then we're going to look for that's starting soon. So what I want to do is I want to do a re-export of my scenes because I have adjusted a lot of these scenes. So scene collection export. Network, my folder, OBS profile. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do a re-import of the scenes again. Import. .199. And eventually I will probably make this a little bit better. Profile. Remove. Yes. Okay, let's try import again. Import. I thought. It's not doing the import correctly now. Let's close and reopen it maybe. Oh, that was the profile. So let's take this profile and export it again, which it won't let me do. Scene collection. Remove. Yes. Remove stream. Scene collection. Import. And I'm not the smartest guy in the world here. I know that. And I do get a little confused. Ah, cool. So now I just need to read point to the images that are here. Logo. Oh, and I need to install Atlantis. Which I think I have in my software folder. There it is. Install the font. So now we'll close and we'll relaunch. Ah. Cancel. So there it goes. Now I have my fonts loaded. So now it's just one of those things where I have to come through and fix the scenes as you see there. So it's starting to bring stuff in. It's capturing the desktop already. We'll get the Elgato capture going. We'll get my camera moved over. In fact, we could probably do the camera move over right now. So that'll be the next thing to do. So we're going to lose camera for a moment. You'll see me in the stream over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable where you won't see me anymore. Gone. All right. Let's unplug this camera and bring it over to the new system. Headset off for a second while I stand up. Trace my cable. So I unplug the right device. Boop. Alright, camera is disconnected. Camera cable is migrating. Wow. I got so much junk on my desk. I really should clean this desk at some point soon. Camera plugged in. Let's see what we got on the other end. Okay, it's still, we're setting the device up. While we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and get all these logos redone. So what we'll do is go to my D drive, OBS data. Cool. And then everything Twitter, I believe it was this one. Yeah, Twitter logo. Wow, I'm gonna have to rearrange a lot of this. camera. Okay, let's activate it. Anything? Not getting anything on the camera. Let's exit the software, replug it in. Oh, it's USB 3. Switch things around real quick. Move my Logitech controller to the other side. Move the camera to this side. USB 3.0 slot. And then wait for things to respond. Yay, responding. OBS. And then not seeing anything on this camera slide yet. Let's go to properties on it and troubleshoot why. So it's all right. Let's go to device manager. All right, device manager. Oh, I got camera. Oh, it did something funky though. All right. Let's just remove it real quick. And let's add it back. Video capture device. Existing Logitech webcam. Boom. Logitech webcam is re-added. Oof, that's small. So let's drag it. So you can see all of me. There. Back. Now there's of course some audio difference because we got the microphone still here on the system and the camera onto the other system, but we're getting things moved over. I think that's it for the stream for now. I'm gonna go have lunch with my family. It's 2 o'clock Pacific. Been on for an hour, got stuff moved around. Next time you see this, you should see me streaming over on that system. I'll talk to you later, and everyone have a great day, including you, Spike, if you're still here. You, sir, you party on, man. All right.